So our client was Conservation International.
They're an international environmental nonprofit focusing on preserving natural resources around the world.
Essentially what we were doing is mapping out the value chain to figure out how our organization can reduce the risk of deforestation in the region as a result of natural rubber production.
We had the opportunity to go to Singapore and Indonesia to interview people firsthand and learn how they were dealing with this problem.
None of us specifically had any experience or expertise in rubber.
When we started doing our initial primary interviews, everyone said, yes, all the production of rubber is in Indonesia, but when you talk about who uses the rubber, the buyers, all of that side, that's in Singapore. So you're only getting half the picture if you go to Indonesia. So we added Singapore, and we felt really fortunate to be able to use some Anderson connections, play the student card to get in and be able to talk to some major tire companies, to talk to other NGOs that were working in the area, and a couple of non-governmental bodies that sort of oversee rubber production.
We received a ton of support from the Center for Global Management here at UCLA. If it wasn't for the CGM, we actually would not have been able to, kind of move forward with this project, because once we learned that we needed to go to multiple places in Indonesia and Singapore to really map out the value chain, that's where CGM funding was really critical for our project.
For the producers and the tire manufacturers, they want sustainable rubber. They're getting pressure from their clients and their customers saying, we want to know where your rubber's coming from. We want to make sure that the rubber in our tires is not coming from a deforested area. So they have an incentive to work with smallholders. The smallholders have an incentive because they will have assured income.
Really, what we ended up learning was that in order for all these organizations to work together, they needed to focus their priorities and align incentives. And that was actually one of the recommendations that we put forward.
Something that was a great surprise aha moment was how willing so many of these different companies were to talk to us and to talk about sustainability.
There is a clear connection between the price of rubber, its impact on the livelihood of farmers, and the risk of deforestation down the line.